Yay, we made it. Another week. And this week we're going to step into the pathway of challenge. Dun, dun, dun.
No.
I know. It's interesting that it is named that, but it is true. As we move from our life's work, I'm trying to pull out my gene keys. Here we go. As we move from our life's work sphere to our evolution sphere, this pathway from life's work to evolution is known as the pathway of challenge. And it is our first pathway. And it is connecting polar opposites, total polar opposites. Programming partners is what they're called in the gene keys. And so your life's work and your evolution are inherently opposing one another. Your life's work is your conscious sun, where the sun is the moment that you were born. And your conscious sun stepping into your life's work is like being on the sun, looking down on your life, shining that light into the earth. This is your divinity. It's like your 5D consciousness. And then our evolution is our 3D earth self, from earth looking up towards our divinity, going, wow, it looks so far away. And the challenge is to unite the two into one. Realize that we are wholly human, divine beings, duality that we hold within us of our holy humanity. And one of my favorite quotes of all time for this exact concept is Mother Mary in the Sophia Code says, don't dismiss the thorns of your humanity for the rose petals of your divinity. Don't dismiss the thorns of your humanity for the rose petals of your divinity. The rose is both the beautiful unfolding petals of awareness and awakening and essence and truth and vibrance and life. And there is the thorny stalk. And when you know how to handle the thorny stalk, it's not a danger. It doesn't harm you. When you know how to handle the humanity, the thorns of humanity with gentleness, with compassion, with awareness, you don't poke yourself. You don't make yourself bleed. There's no blood sacrifice necessary. Sometimes it happens though. So today we're going to dive into this. And so first take out your gene keys and a piece of paper. And I want you to write down in one column, your life's work, city, gift, and shadow, and your evolution, city, gift, and shadow. So you can see the cities directly opposing, the gifts directly opposing, the shadows directly opposing.
I don't have the notes that I took from that, but I have screenshots of my chart. Well, I have.
So on your chart, this is great because not everyone's going to know this too. Thank you. Let me find my human design chart. Yeah. So up here in your human design, on the right-hand side, the black, the second one down is your conscious earth. It's the cross, the circle and the cross, and the black one. So the red one is unconscious. Right now we're working on the conscious earth. So mine's 4.3. What is yours?
It'd be down here, right?
Yep. 23. You're 23.4.
Okay, for my what?
That's your evolution.
You want us to write it in three different columns.
So there's your shadow gift in city. 23.
We're doing it for life's work
And evolution. Life's work and evolution.
In what columns? Sorry, I'm way behind.
No, you're doing
Life's
great. So yeah, we're gonna do our life's work, shadow gift in city, and the evolution shadow gift in city. You want to put the line, you can. We're not going to dive.
Just 2 columns.
Uh-huh, yeah, we're not going to dive too much into the line.
What is it? Intuition? Life's work?
Oh, whoops, evolution.
Oh, I know that you said that. It's just my brain.
You're
Okay.
good. Ah, it's a
So
lesson.
the 23 is my life's work.
It's your evolution.
My evolution.
23 is your evolution. Okay, so I have 2 columns here of my life's work, city gift shadow, my evolution, city gift shadow, and in the center is going to be the pathway of challenge. These opposites. Um, your the pause and breathe. The activation sequence, the first 4 spheres that we're going to be working on is your incarnation cross in human design. This makes up 70% of our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual reality. 70% is just these 4. So, like, that's why Ra-Uru, who said, if you only focus on your incarnation cross, and Richard said, if you only work on your activation sequence, that's your life will change dramatically. But he talks, Richard Rudd talks about this as unfolding and unlocking in a natural sequence and order. Nature unfurls and unlocks in its own natural orders. This is literally unlocking your personal DNA genetic mutation to live at your highest frequency. So the medicine is in the shadow. Looking at these shadows and starting to be aware of where they are showing up for you in your life, everyday life, and starting to go, interesting. Now that I'm aware of it, I can choose to either react in my old way, the way that's been habitual, the one that's been trained into me, that I've learned as a child how to move in the world, or I can pause and be like, does that work for me? What is actually my gift? And how do I get out of this reactive mode and into response mode? How do I respond differently? What is my next level, my next gift? And it's interesting because my shadow, life's work shadow, is reaction. But he talks about all shadows being a reactive nature. It is just reactive or victim. He calls them one or the other. You're either in your victim or you're reacting. So I wanted to share a couple of his definitions. um, So mutation, I want to go over this one right now because as we're stepping into literally a new way of being, we're in a number 1 year, so we're in a new way of experiencing things. Our planet, our Earth, is in a completely new world space in space than we've ever been before, experiencing new stars and new light coming to us from stars we've never seen before. So we're getting all of this new things. We're having transits in our celestial bodies around us that we've never had before. And these all affect us on some level or another. And we're literally mutating into a new version of ourselves. They talk about Richard Rudd and Ra-Uru, who talk a lot about 2027 being when the new human will enter. And up until then, we are moving through a mutation process. So I want to explain how he defines mutation as we sit with our shadows, really sitting with these shadows with compassion, lots of compassion. Mutation, an unpredictable event that breaks the continuity in any linear sequence at any level within the universe. In genetic terms, mutations are mistakes. Like just that alone, it's a mistake. A mutation is a mistake, considered a mistake made during cell replication. Mutation is the mother of difference, since it creates endless forks in the evolutionary impulse, leading to new and unseen processes. In our everyday lives, mutations also occur all the time. They occur when there is a break in the established pattern or rhythms of your life. So, what I'm hearing when I read this, when we become aware of our shadow in the moment, oh, I'm in my shadow. And instead of reacting or stepping into the victim mode or whatever shadow you're working through, you pause and you respond in a new way. You're mutating in that moment your reality, your current lived reality. You're shifting the reality around you. You're shifting your genetic makeup to be different. Like this is literally quantum leaping, stepping into another timeline, a higher timeline where I choose this higher version of me. That's how I read it. Let me finish and then we can chat. It is our fear of mutation that fuels the shadow frequency field. We fear change. We're so fucking afraid of change. For example, when you find yourself moving through a period of mutation, you will feel a profound uncertainty about yourself and your life. Who the fuck am I? Ah! If you repress or react to this feeling out of fear, you will disturb the process of good fortune that always accompanies mutation. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let nature do its thing. You are designed to do this. You don't have to try. We're going to get into this a little bit more. And this is like my soapbox I'm stepping on today is the like, stop trying. Stop trying. Stop hoping that maybe one day you'll achieve this. And like in yoga, my favorite quote in yoga, practice and all is coming. Practice and all is coming. I don't have to perfect it. I don't have to know it. I don't have to pass a test. I just need to keep showing up in practice. And all is coming. Trusting that the unfolding has happened, the mutation is happening on some level, whether I see it or know it or not, and the good fortune that always accompanies it. So, as you learn to surrender to the natural mutative process in your life, you will unlock the powerful creative gifts inside you and place yourself in alignment with the synchronicity of your true destiny. Synchronicity, like the old word for synchronicity would be coincidence. Oh my God, what a coincidence. I was thinking about you and then you called me. Not a coincidence. That's a synchronicity. It's the universe going, good job, you're paying attention. Hey, look, here's a little clue. You're paying attention. You notice this and you notice that, and you notice this. Yes, we're sending you messages if you listen. For those with like the scripture that I just love to repeat lately is those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear, which means seeing things in a new way than you've ever seen or known before, hearing things in a new way than you've never heard before. So as we step into this shadow, these shadows, and we practice catching them, it's like, think of it as a game. These are inherently in you. These shadows are in everyone. We all have all of these gene keys. We all have these shadows, but these two for you are your polar opposite shadows that pull you apart in two opposite directions and make you feel crazy and at war with yourself. Because it's my humanity and my divinity. Which one am I? Am I natural man or am I spirit? You are both. It's not, there's even a quote that I used to love that says, you're not a human being having a spiritual experience, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. I loved that one for a really long time, but now I'm like, no, it's both. I am both. My spirit wants to have a human experience, and my human needs the spirit experience. Like we can't have one without the other. And this is the divine union or yoga, the divine marriage of these two polar opposites within you. You are the rainbow bridge connecting heaven and earth. The challenge is to slide down this rainbow bridge of challenge. But challenge, let's just take a moment to think of the word challenge and what it means to you. And what if we rewrote it? Because to me, challenge is like, oh, I mean, okay, actually, challenge to me right now has turned into what's that show? How I Met Your Mother. Doogie Howser, what's his name? Neil Patrick Harris and How I Met Your Mother. And he's like, challenge accepted. You know, they're always like throwing out little games, and he's just like, challenge accepted, challenge accepted. I accept a challenge. And challenge to me also feels like resistance. There's a challenge that I have to push up against. And so there's this resistance that's happening. And so resistance is natural, resistance is a part of nature. The seed within the shell has to resist to burst out, and then it has to resist the earth to grow the roots down and the stem up. Then it has to resist the winds and the rains and the bugs and all the things to grow and be stronger. But that resistance is what makes it grow stronger. When we lift a weight, if we're not lifting a resistance, we don't grow. We don't grow stronger. But to put a weight and resist there activates and creates growth. But that growth is made through tears, right? As we are pulling the weight, we're lifting too heavy. And so it creates these little micro tears in our muscles. Then our body goes, we know how to fix this. And we rebuild, and now our muscles are stronger. And then we little tears again, and we rebuild, and now we're stronger. And it just keeps happening. So as we work through this pathway of challenge, through these shadows, over and over and over and over and again, and every time you catch yourself in one of them, instead of going, oh, you're like, oh yeah, I'm lifting weights now, baby. Spiritual weightlifting, DNA, life altering, spiritual, mental, emotional weightlifting, baby. Let's fucking go. So, thoughts on that before we go to the next thing? Mutation, the shadow, challenge.
I don't like cards. Like that's where I'm at right
It's
now.
fair.
It's just like that's the cards I pulled. That's what this is saying. That's what you're saying. And like cyclically, we are up for change and up for a challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it comes up every time, the same shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So interesting, you use that phrase, same shit, because I just last week recorded a prayer about the golden shadow. And I talk about, we all know our shadow work. We've all talked about it in here. And the golden shadow, the shadow is your shit, literally. And like a healthy average human shits once, maybe twice a day, and we flush it and we go about our day. We don't sit at the toilet and pull it out and dissect it and like, what does this mean? And what is this? Where did this come from? What is like, we are like, oh, that done, bye. And then we go about our day and live our day. And then more shit happens because we're eating and we're living and we're experiencing relationships and ideas and physical sensations and life, you know? And then next day we shit again. But like, do we want to hang out there? Right? Like it's just a part of life. It's just a natural part of life. And sometimes it isn't very comfortable to sit there. Sometimes it's not very comfortable. Sometimes it feels really good. Sometimes it really hurts, you know, but it's also when you're done, you're like, okay, I was done. Let's carry on. But I want to ask, I want to dive a little bit deeper about why does it hurt? Why like this, it always comes to these two. Like if you look at these two and you don't see these playing in your life, take some time to, to not look for the shit, but like really be honest with yourself, honestly. Um, but why does that hurt so much? Why do you think that hurts so
Like,
much?
why does your specific shadows hurt?
Yeah.
The duality between being comfortable where you are and feeling good enough,
Mhm.
but knowing that there's things you're not seeing or things that, you know what I'm saying right here.
Yeah.
It's that comfort between being like, no, I'm good enough just as I am, and I am good enough. But I could lift a heavier thing next time, or I could have done this more. It's just that balance to me. That's what I'm feeling.
Mm.
Is that
I think it also has to do with the meaning we assign to it. Can I move the speaker?
Yes.
Attention is having really no time staying forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for doing what you need.
It's,
yeah?
for me, like, the shadows that I have are corruption and chaos. And while chaos feels normal, like that's a shadow we all
Uh-huh.
corruption. And I know that this corruption is not referencing what we might consider like government corruption or something. It's more like a corrupt file in your computer.
Yeah.
But like the meaning I assign to corruption makes me feel a certain way about it.
Mhm.
So I think the pain comes from the meaning we give it.
Oh my God, I love that you said that. The pain comes from the meaning we give it. And what's the we? Like, who is involved in that we?
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's definitely individual because my value I assign to corruption could definitely be different than everybody else's, but on a collective level, I think we hear the word corruption and it's inherently evil. It gets repulsive. It's like the thing you don't do.
Yeah. But on like that personal level, and this is really this is interesting because my golden shadow prayer, I talked about what we see outside in the collective shadows that we're currently going through, which corruption is a huge collective shadow that we're going through. But like, what power do I have out to heal the world, the corruption in the world? Like, you know, it can feel really helpless and hopeless, but then turning it and going, where am I corrupting myself? Or where am I corrupt? Or where is there a corrupt belief or thought system or judgment or feeling that, like you said, like the software, a corrupt software file? I love that. Hmm.
Isn't corruption just an invitation for reorganization, though?
Hmm.
Like it's part of that growth process, right? The terror.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what's the gift that comes from corruption?
Equilibrium.
Ooh.
Which I can see this playing out in society. How if we look at it, we can see it. Like all the corruption is being, I don't know, a lot of corruption is being revealed.
Uh-huh.
And in many circles, equilibrium or equanimity, those two things are synonyms. That's becoming like part of the conversation. How can we get to equanimity? That's still pointing the center.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this is definitely playing out.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm seeing it as a pendulum. And in the arc of history, originally we were a matriarchal society, and then we swung over to become patriarchal. So finding equilibrium would be center,
Yeah.
the middle path. What does Buddha call that? The middle way has a word for it. But yeah, finding that. That's beautiful. I do like everything that he talks about in all of his books is that the shadow is the seed that holds the gift. So the shadow is not something to repress. The shadow is not something to ignore or judge as bad or wrong. It's when you catch yourself in the shadow, if we can shift the mindset from the spiritual healing community and world that we've been in for so long that says you're wrong, you're broken, you need to be fixed, you need to heal yourself, blah, 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 blah. We instead shift from like this, like, oh, there's my shadow. Now that I see it and I'm aware of it, it has no power over me. And it is now actually a gift because I know within the shadow is the seed that holds the tree of my gift, that then holds the fruit of my city. That just, it's like there's a gift for you. In this moment, I'm only seeing my shadow, and there gets to be this moment of personal transmutation and revelation where I get to go, all right, show me the good in this. This is obviously happening for me. This is to help me grow into who I came here to be. So, yay! That's exciting. It doesn't become like, oh, another thing I gotta figure out and fix and heal and like hope I never get to be that again. Like, better, be better, do better. It's like, oh no, yay, I'm still alive, living and growing. I get to go through this and learn on a new level, on another level, and a new experience in a new way with another person, another situation, as a new me with new ideas and thoughts and feelings and experiences. Okay, there's something else I wanted to read in here. I wanted to read programming partners because these are programming partners. Your life's work and evolution are programming partners. And then your radiance and your life's purpose are also programming partners. These are the only gene keys that have its exact opposite. And it's your incarnation cross. So these four are they will show you where life is wonky for you. The two gene keys that are holographically bonded together through opposition, in other words, they are exact mirror opposites. There are 32 such programming partners within the genetic matrix, and each creates a biofeedback loop that reinforces the themes of those gene keys at every level of frequency. At the shadow frequency, the programming partners create physical, emotional, and mental patterns and complexes that mutually reinforce each other. So the shadow frequency creates physical, emotional, and mental patterns and complexes that mutually reinforce each other. Yay! Because intolerance feeds into reaction. And reaction feeds into intolerance. My two shadows feed into each other. Can you see that with yours?
Mm-hmm.
How they feed into each other?
But then doesn't that mean the gifts also feed into each other?
100%. Yeah, you're already ahead. As awareness penetrates these patterns and transforms them, they release waves of creative energy. I thought this was so important. This stuck out to me huge when I read this. As awareness penetrates these patterns and transforms them, they release waves of creative energy at the gift frequency. So to me, what this is telling us is that to get out of shadow, we need to create. We have to create. And that's literally creating a new way of being. Instead of being in the old reaction victim patterns and habits that we've just lived in, we're creating a new way of being. And so one way of doing that is going, all right, how can I create something new here out of the old into something new? How can I play with this creative energy? Can I make a new improv dance move here that explains this weird feeling that I'm having and shake off the, whatever? Can I riff off a poem or sing a song, or can I draw some weird symbol or image that this is relaying to me? Can I work in my garden? Can I do somebody's hair or makeup, or put together an outfit, or decorate? Creativity comes in so many ways, whatever that is for you. But it's literally the process of coming out of the shadow and into the gift is creation. You are the creator. Okay. So as awareness penetrates these patterns, the shadow patterns and transforms them, they release waves of creative energy at the gift frequency, which in turn are mutually reinforced. So the shadow frequency, they reinforce each other, but once you create something new and step into the gift, they now also will reinforce each other. So you can't have a revolution without understanding. I can't change something, I can't revolutionize something without first understanding what needs to be changed, what needs to be revolutionized. So that's me, that's my gift frequency. Can you see it in yours? So I'll just go a little bit deeper in mine. So intolerance and reaction. When when I'm being intolerant and I'm reacting because the narrative isn't going the way I think it should, because I have a judgment, and tolerance is a judgment, and I'm reacting to that. In order to step out of that, I have to create a new way of seeing so that I can understand and I'm no longer intolerant. I get it now. And Jerry helps me with this one a lot. It's like, you have a lot of weird rules. And I was like, what? He's like, where did that rule come from? And I was like, what rule? And he will point out to me this weird rule that I'm living by. And I was like, oh yeah. And it totally comes from intolerance. And it is this natural reaction to aversion of something that is not the way I thought it should be. But then when I can like pause and stop like this immediate and like actually look at it, like face it, the shadow, this thing that I want to just immediately jump away from because it's uncomfortable, and go, no, 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 I'm safe. I can look at it. Then I create a new way of looking at it. And now for me, I understand. And now there's no intolerance because I get why that person is doing that thing, because I understand them now. And now, because I understand them and my old way, I can now revolutionize the way things have been. So they work in tandem. Can you guys find that in yours?
In the shadows.
Yeah, and then up into the gift. Can you find how the shadow moves into the gift, and how the shadows play together and the gifts play together?
Well, mine's equilibrium and innovation. And initially, it's like, I don't see how those two meet, but innovation, if it comes from anywhere but that middle point, is just
More chaos.
yeah, it's like
And what was the other one? What was the other?
innovation.
Innovation and equilibrium.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, these are totally connected.
You want to share?
Um,
And you can pass.
yeah, so my life's work is altruism, the gift, and then my evolution is totality, which is like being fully alive in the senses and like being able to show up at 100% in each situation. And so like at the shadow frequency, like when I've given up too much of my energy or whatever else, I kind of just tend to like withdraw and like and that also means when I try to show up when I'm in that kind of withdrawal space, I also am not really there. And I'm more like,
What are your shadows?
Yeah, tell us the shadows again.
selfishness and purposelessness.
Yeah. Yeah. We're here till noon.
What classes?
Human Design and Gene Keys Study Group. Yeah. We're studying these. Yeah. 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 Come on in. Okay.
I know I love those meetings. Yeah. And so like
Her a little bit. She's missed a couple things. I don't know.
She's a collaborator.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. She does a lot of Hispanic. She works with the Hispanic speaking community, Spanish speaking community. Yeah. Love Letty.
Oh, I'm sorry, what were you saying? Shadows
Yeah.
are?
oh, you're good. The shadow for my life's work is selfishness, and the shadow for my evolution is purposelessness.
Ooh, that's yucky.
Yeah, and so it's like when I'm very much in the shadow, you know, either way, it definitely feeds into the other pretty strong. Like, yeah. But I've also noticed a little bit at the gift level. Just, yeah.
I've got more than you think.
Yeah, I really do. And now that you know, you'll start being able to like, oh, recognize it more. And to me, that's one of the most powerful things. And the practice and all is coming. Like there's no rush to like get this all figured out, right? When I first found this, I was like, oh, I know all the things. And it was just like, oh, I gotta figure it out. Oh, it's like, no. You need to just go, just trust. It will unfold as you go naturally, like nature does. Just this natural unfolding process of coming out of the seed, rooting down, rising up, and then blossoming. The tree doesn't try to blossom into fruit and also doesn't partake of its own fruit. Like that just blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even taste its own fruit. It's just to give to others. Like it's here's me, receive, like you're welcome.
So with my life's work and evolution shadows, I think I see how they play into each other, but my life's work shadow is deafness, and then evolution is complexity.
Mm.
So is that like a ignorance to the complexity of things?
That's what immediately came up for me was because complexity is my life's purpose. And when things get too hard for me, it's really easy to be like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like ignorance. I'm going to pretend it's not there. I'm
Yes.
ignorant to it. Yeah, because it's easier to just pretend and play dumb.
So I think it's gotta be something. Like, complexity of it. Okay, you're definitely losing me.
Yeah, but the gift of complexity is simplicity. Out of this complex mess that you have made, all of a sudden you see the simple thing. And then out of the simple thing, all of a sudden there's quintessence, just this what is. Everything is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, and it is perfect, divinely, inherently perfect. So from that shadow of complexity, we kind of have to or at least I've experienced complexity as this, I kind of have to make things harder at first. For me, I have found when I make things harder, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that was really easy. Here's the simple thing that comes out of the complexity. And then when I look at the simplicity of it for long enough, and I look back at the complexity that I made, then there's all of a sudden this triangulation, complexity, simplicity to quintessence of it was already perfect. And going through that to this to that was perfect. So finding this triangulation of your shadow, gift, and city, that the shadow isn't inherently something to be ashamed of or run away from, but we've got to face it. This is what I love about this work is it's like, here is permission to look at all of you and know that it is perfect. That from this shadow, and what if even the word shadow that we use, we don't like because we've been taught that our shadow is bad, wrong, needs to be fixed. But the shadow is the seed. So what if we called our shadows the seed and was just like, okay, the seed of my life's work is reaction. Cool. Now, every time I catch myself reacting or in selfishness or chaos or complexity, this is the beginning of me stepping into more me. It's not wrong or bad. It is me. Yeah. I mean, this stuff takes time to mull over. And to like, because a lot of this is so different from the way we've been taught and trained our whole lives. See the problem, fix the problem. See the problem, find a solution, fix the problem. Problem goes away. What if our shadows are not problems? Yes. Oh,
Yeah, I think, I don't know too much for about this, but I'm talking about the shadow. In my experience, like you say, in my experience, my shadow, that's why it's more growing. That's why I grow most.
yes.
So it's so important that you accept and love your shadow.
Yes.
In my case, that's my strength
Yes.
to be the woman that I am. Of
Mhm.
course, it's not nice. The process is not nice, but by the time I looking back and I say, wow, I really grow when I was very down in this process. So I start to accept my shadow and I start to see it like the way I grow.
Yes.
Talking about the shadow.
100%. No, 100%.
Yes,
And
the shadow.
I mean, that is the pathway of challenge. So I want to go to read. Okay, well, first I'm going to read transmutation. So we're in this book, page 742, if anyone wants to join along. Transmutation, because this is what we move through. The pathway of challenge is literally a pathway of transmutation. We're transmuting our holy, divine being self with our human being self. And we're transmuting and marrying the two in one holy divine union. Okay. So this is how Richard Rudd defines transmutation. The process of dynamic and permanent change that comes about as you surrender and accept mutation. So here's the surrender word. Surrender word. Again, right? Because mutation, when we talked about mutation, it literally just talks about like it will happen as long as you don't mess it up. Like, stop disturbing the process and good fortune will accompany mutation, right? So get out of the way. Your body, you will naturally evolve. At the shadow frequency, mutation is something that is greatly feared as it always challenges an established pattern, rhythm, or routine. Unless mutation, periods of natural upheaval are embraced and fully accepted in your life, transmutation cannot occur. So just for a second, on a collective level right now, we are going through massive upheaval and there's massive fear. And what I'm seeing is everyone trying to figure it out. And I'm like, what if we just like paused
Exactly.
and allowed it kind of figure itself out? Like, I mean, I don't know. There's an idea. I don't know if that's what happened, but accepting that there is change happening right now and trying to stay the same and go back to the same is not going to work. These same systems that have been working for hundreds of years or limping, whatever, that we've been utilizing for hundreds of years are not working. What if we just accept that fact and go, okay, let's try something new? I don't know. Gee, let's try something new. Okay. Transmutation involves a complete shift from one state or plane to another. Shadow to gift, gift to city. After a transmutation, nothing is ever the same again. You can't go back. You can't go back. Sorry. Sometimes you want to, though, right? Like, take it back. I don't want it out. Transmutation only begins to occur at the gift frequency band. So from shadow to gift is not a mutation, I guess. I just noticing this.
I think mutation is something that there's mutation from gift to shadow, from shadow to gift, and then transmutation up.
There you go. Thank you. Mutation is from shadow to gift, and then transmutation is gift to city. Okay. So transmutation only begins to occur at the gift frequency. As your deepest cellular victim patterns are transformed through awareness. You got to look at it. You have to look at it. Periods of intense mutation in your life are always a great opportunity for transmutation. So long as your attitude is open-hearted and accepting, you embrace and take responsibility for your own state.
Yep. Yep.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not the system's fault. It's not their fault. It's not money's fault. It's not your body's fault. It's not your partner's fault. It's not the bank's fault. It's not. What am I doing? Where am I? Transmutation will occur in your life when you embrace and take responsibility for your own state. With transmutation comes great clarity, freedom, and creativity. Again, creativity. We came here to create. We are meant to create. It is the process through which your genius emerges into the world. Okay. Any thoughts, questions, comments on that?
I just think that I don't think necessarily. So mutation is how we get out of the shadow, and transmutation happens at the gift frequency. But I don't think that it necessarily is referencing moving from gift to
To city. I think you're right.
Who's any shift?
Any shift that happens from there. So in A Course in Miracles, they define a miracle as simply a shift in perception. Once I saw it this way, now I see it this way. And I mean, it's interesting because my evolution is the city is forgiveness, right? And A Course in Miracles is all about forgiveness. And I was like, wow, I just finished reading that. Interesting. But a miracle is literally a shift in perception, and forgiveness is the path. Forgiving yourself for believing what you thought was real, and being open to what is.
Yeah, I think that the Course of Miracles, they focus more on the perception and the beliefs that you have, because I think it's when everything is starts, and then you need to move it through some material, more dense concept and experience in your body. That's why we're here.
Yes.
So, like you say, is the perception start, and then when you accept and I don't know how to say integrate in your body, you start to feel that the other thing that you say, the forgiveness of the emotions, and then you transmute this. I think it's like you say, they got one hand by hand through the
Like a flow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like a
Like
path, yeah.
Yes, it's like that. It's
Uh-huh.
everything else all together.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a process.
It's process.
And it's a natural unfolding you don't have to try for. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to do anything. You are. You are this.
Yeah. It's more like we need to allow ourselves to make it happen with the flow. It's so hard because we want to control, we want to
Hold on
have
to it.
all control, have all the time the decision, say, well, I don't like the decision, but it's like we want to know everything before happens. And sometimes yeah. Sometimes it's
Good luck with
not-
that.
It's not the way I think the soul.
No, it isn't. Not even a little bit. It's like, listen, Linda.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm starting to find this.
Yay!
You know more about it because I didn't know.
You
but-
could find out
Well-
a lot in a little bit of time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll pull your chart here in a minute. Do you know your birth date, time, and
Yeah,
place?
I have my human design.
Uh-huh.
I have it.
Okay.
So that's what you say. We're studying human design. You what?
Yeah.
I need to stay. I come from another thing. But I need to stay.
Yes. Yay. I love it. Yeah, every
What is it
Tuesday.
for you guys.
Okay, if you put your stuff in there, I can help you. I can tell you what your
I'm a
life's
projector.
work and evolution is.
Please, I think I'm a projector, but let me talk.
Yeah. Well, because right now we're doing the gene keys today, which is born from human design.
Oh.
And we're just doing we're doing the pathway between our life's work and our evolution. So this is your conscious sun and conscious earth. So from your human design, I can tell you what.
Oh, okay.
So
Do you need my full name or just my name?
no, whatever you want to put in there. Okay, and then I wanted to, in the pathway of challenge, was a really powerful an allegory of consciousness and programming partners. We're all here to evolve. It's written in the story of DNA that it must evolve in order to survive. And it must evolve even further if we are to thrive. So with these opposites, we get that opposition. Yeah, hit chart. Yeah. Yeah, hit get chart and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have me.
I do. Oh, fun. Ego authority. I've never met an ego authority projector.
I don't have idea what is that.
We'll talk about it. Just not right now. Okay, so on your piece of paper,
Okay.
you're gonna write down life's work.
Life's work.
Life's work.
Uh-huh.
36.2.
36.2.
And then next to it and a column next to it. So here's life's work. Right here's evolution.
Oh, evolution. Okay. Oh.
Evolution. 6.2.
6.2.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay.
Now you'll go in here to 36 and under, oh, good.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you.
Write down your shadow gift and city.
So this is, I need to write this.
Yeah, so your shadow,
Is turbulence.
right here. Your shadow gift and city. So write down
Oh, okay.
turbulence, humanity, and compassion.
Oh,
Like I've got
I need to write this one.
So there's my
Okay,
life's
okay,
work.
okay.
rebirth, revolution, reaction, the shadow gift and city.
That's it. You start with the shadow. Turbulence.
And then do the next with your evolution. There was something else in this I wanted to read
Okay.
from.
And then
And then go to, was it 6?
I need to come back and here.
I think she had it in the,
I put that as a bookmark for you.
Okay.
that was it.
Yeah, they're right there.
Oh, it's the same like
Yeah.
you?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So then write that
And then
down
in here?
under evolution. Uh-huh. Your
Yes.
shadow gift and city.
Conflict and turbulence. Nice.
What is the shadow?
Turbulence.
They're both turbulence?
Turbulence and conflict.
Oh, conflict.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds
Um,
like tough.
Okay, so I like how this explains the challenge, the pathway of challenge on page 48. Your hologenetic profile is calculated from the
Okay.
time and place of your birth,
I need to write those.
and in particular from position of the sun when you were born, and opposite the sun we find the earth, the place from which we look up into the heavens to locate our place in the space-time continuum. It is this polarity that we come into the world with, and they are known as your life's work and your evolution. Now you've got them. Your life's work is dictated symbolically by the sun, the yang force of energy, masculine, power, go, do, penetration, boundaries, borders. Then evolution is dictated symbolically by the earth, the yin force of matter. Feminine, nurturing, receptive, open, flowing. So you can kind of look at your life's work as like, this is my masculine active energy. My evolution is my soft, receptive, flowing. Uh-huh. Life's work is the expression of what you do. Your evolution is the turbine that drives what you do.
So like I can understand like my evolution is my
Okay, should have been Benny.
Yes.
You can.
So life's work is the expression of what you do. Your life's work is how you express what you do. Your evolution is the turbine that drives that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The earthbound sphere of your evolution tugging against the solar fire of your life's work is what sets up the basic tension that writes the script for your life. So it is the polarity of these two opposites that write the script of who you are. All of the other above can be understood as an allegory of how consciousness comes into the world. We are each an interplay of opposites, the seed from our father line and the egg from our mother. When we convert this into the I Ching hexagram world, we have a beautiful timeless code to help us decipher the many myths that make up our human destiny. When you read the definitions of the programming partners, your life's work and your evolution, also your radiance and your life's purpose, but we'll get to that later. From your activation sequence, they represent mutually bonded codes buried deep within your DNA. So we are literally unlocking ancient stored wisdom as we tune into this energy and sit with it. The moment your awareness of the shadow pattern unlocks these codes, so literally looking at your shit, looking at the shadow helps unlock the gift frequency and beyond. An awakening event occurs as the stored tension of these opposites is released inside of you. I'm no longer at war with these parts of myself. I can accept and embrace and love all of me. And now this tension is released and it's like this, like, peace and freedom. This is why the very first pathway of the golden path is called the pathway of challenge. You have to dive right into the heart of that tension to release it at its core. So what I thought we would do today, after talking about all of this and contemplating and sitting in it, I'm going to pull cards for my pathway of challenge. I'm going to pull one for my city, one for my gift, and one for my shadow, and just see where am I in this. I also thought you could do one like for the shadow, pull a card for my shadow of my life's work, the pathway of challenge, and my shadow of my evolution. So there's that 3-card spread you could do, or you could do shadow, gift, city in the center of what do I need to know about this duality. And maybe actually, I think I'm going to pull 5. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull a card for my life's work. I'm going to pull a card for my evolution. Then I'm going to pull up a card for each shadow, gift, city in the pathway. So I have life's work, evolution, and then I have the pathway in the center. What do I need to know? Does that make sense? And also do whatever the fuck you want. Listen to your intuition. What is your shadow, gift, and city asking you to do? What is the pathway of challenge in you? Do you need a journal? Do you need to get up and move? Do you need to create something? How does it want to be expressed through you?
So I need to go for some cards.
No, any all the cards here.
These are all open to share. We're sharers.
Okay, so
But
I
if
can
there
do
is
whatever.
Yeah, but if there is a card deck that you want, then
Okay.
go
we all
grab
know.
one.
This yours, okay.
I know. Let's see, is this the pathway of challenge? This is my life's work.
This one is new because I don't see that one in there.
They're in by the coffee and tea,
I don't
and there's one for
remember
sale.
that.
This is the sample deck, but that one's for sale. If you want, you can buy one.
So we can choose any. We can choose those cards that you say from any deck.
Uh-huh.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
And so we're drawing 4 cards for each.
I'm going to be drawing 5. I'm going to pull one for that represents my life's work in totality, one that represents my evolution in totality. Then I'm going to pull a card for the pathway of challenge. So I've got my life's work, my evolution. What is my shadow pathway between these two? What is my gift pathway between these two? And what is my city pathway between these two?
Okay, got
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what's happening in my brain.
Okay, the second thing. Okay, I leave this one
Right,
for you guys.
Day.
Someone, evolution, this one's, I want this.
This is Wisdom Keeper's Inner Guidebook, and then here's Moonology over here. Grab it.
Yes, I know.
So we need 5 pounds, right?
If that's what you are wanting to do.
Well, I just follow you guys.
I just make stuff up, Letty.
No.
And then I invite you to do what I'm doing or make up your own stuff, your own
Okay.
way. Because that's, this one of the things I love about this class is this is literally teaching you how you work your way, your design. So not doing it Jenny's way, because my design is different than yours. So, but mutually also there's some common themes. Like we all have a life's work and evolution. We all have a pathway of challenge.
How long you been having this class?
We started the human design about a month ago on the 3rd. We started on the 3rd.
Okay.
And we started in the life's work sphere. Next week, we're going to jump fully into evolution and we'll spend all of April in the evolution sphere. So we've been in the life's work for March and then we're going to move to evolution. If you want to join us there, but you don't have to, you can.
I was like. Don't worry, I will decide what it's going to.
Let me see your white book.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, is this the shadow? This is the gift. This is the gift. Oh, yes.
Let me see.
That's
Oh,
cool.
Samir.
I've never seen that.
Wow.
No, hold it, hold
They
it.
call you?
No, hold it. It's out, but not in the way of like.
Not, they didn't call for you the way
Okay,
that.
I thought, yeah.
Okay,
I love that for you.
so,
I don't know that idea.
so I got those ones, I don't know how. It's like whatever.
This is such a like progression.
A story.
So this is
Yeah.
my first,
Shadow.
first, then this one. One, dos, tres. Okay, and that's the last one, so I will follow you because I don't know. I'll put it.
Shadow.
Okay.
Damn.
Oh, you put it whatever you decide? Hmm.
Yeah, you get to choose. You're the creator of your own
Okay,
reality, Letty.
so
You get to make up the rules for your life.
this, I want this.
Okay. So I did.
So the first one, which one?
Life's work. Here, I'm gonna draw.
These cards have their own shadow, gift, and city.
Ooh, they do. Shadow.
Programming, including a programming partner.
That's right, because that's the Gene Key book.
So would it be so in this one, does this mean that it automatically has a link to 33 in here, or is that the city number? Is that
That's the
number?
programming partner. That's the exact opposite.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about today is the duality, the opposites, the programming
Okay.
partners.
So it says programming partner 33.
Uh-huh.
Where's that? Is that
You'd have to look up 33. That's Jerry's life's work. I know that the
That's-
shadow is forgetfulness. And then there's mindfulness and I don't remember what the gift is or city. Okay, so this is what I did. I pulled a card for my life's work and I pulled a card to represent my evolution. Then in the pathway of challenge, I pulled a pathway of challenge for my shadow, gift, and city. And this will give me information from my life's work to the combination of, you see that? So-
I'm lost, so. The first one was the life work. The second one was the evolution.
So this is how I set it up to help me,
Okay.
my brain. My life's work is
Uh-huh.
right here.
The first card we will take.
Uh-huh. And then my
Then-
evolution, I put over here.
Okay, then it's my
Because
evolution.
They're
Okay.
opposites.
Okay.
They're exact opposites in the gene keys.
Okay,
Then in the middle, I put the shadow, gift, and city.
shadow, gift, and city.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep. And then I'm gonna decipher and see what these mean and what it's
Gift
telling me
and city.
about my, pathway of challenge. Okay.
Mm.
Hmm.
I have to do like an analysis for whatever the cards tell me, right?
If you want. Yeah, it can be,
Stands out to you.
yeah, whatever
Like,
pops,
Okay.
whatever. Ooh, that.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll read the cards, sometimes I look at the images.
Give you the message.
Uh-huh.
By chance, you have the book for this? You don't use it? Oh,
Oh, I'm like, I don't.
no.
I just barely got them.
Okay,
There you go.
because I need for this and for this. If you need it, just tell me. I will.
Yeah.
give it. I love this card. Really, the eyes of this guy.
Mm,
So,
beautiful.
okay. Hmm.
If it intrigues you to know what human design center your life's work and evolution are in. So my life's work is in the solar plexus and my evolution's in the third eye.
Oh.
So that adds a different energy between my polarities of my 3D versus my 5D energy. Hmm. We go to the bathroom and then when I come back, we're gonna talk about what we found. All right. Anybody have like a whoa aha they want to share? That came to them? Working?
I feel like mine just, maybe it's because of the cards that the card deck I picked, but it all seems pretty earthy and grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense for you?
So the pathway for my city between epiphany to quintessence is sensitivity.
Yeah.
Again, the pathway between my gift for insight and my evolution of simplicity is non-attachment, which makes it pretty easy, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the pathway between my shadows, for my life work with deafness and evolution of complexity is naturalness.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's like sensitivity, non-attachment, and naturalness. Like seriously. I think that might just be that deck. You know, like stay in your body, keep it simple. I don't know.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else?
So I just pull cards to, I think this is the shadow of evolution of chaos. I couldn't see how that really shows up for me. Chaos feels like a really big word. So I pull cards just to understand them. Just to understand how chaos shows up in it. And cards I pulled were don't let pride get in your way. Body is yours, celebrate your temple, and idealism, which are interesting. But when reading this book on contemplations, the third one, ministry, it doesn't really talk about chaos. It talks about change and how, and I kind of just came to the place of and how clinging, like we cling to things rather than letting them change. So to me, I think chaos comes about when we resist change, which I do. So I think that was fun. It was a little adventure. Resisting change is creating chaos, like internally. And I guess all of this is internal, right? And I was looking externally, like how was chaos in my life, but how was chaos showing up inside my being. Yeah, that's interesting. And I don't always resist change, but I resist the change that happened naturally. I don't resist the change that I choose. Which I guess is mutation, because mutation is a natural process.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
I read somewhere, I don't remember in this book, that life's work is external, evolution is internal. So life's work is what we're doing externally, and the evolution is something that we internally, our life's work is something we ascend to, our evolution is something we descend to. So again, these opposing factors of ascending and descending. And the story of Inanna came to me. She's the Mesopotamian goddess of heaven and hell. And she had to descend in from heaven, descend into hell. And at each gate, she had to stop at 7 different gates. And each gate, she had to offer something. So she offered her scarf and her bracelets and her jewels and her everything, and ended up in hell completely bare and naked, empty, nothing else to give but herself was her offering. And she hung on a cross, a hook or a cross. Do you remember?
A cross.
Hook. It was a cross. Yeah, she died on a cross, and 3 days later, was it her husband or her sister that saved her? Her
She was
sister
going down.
to save her sister. Yeah. And anyway, she ended up being able to ascend up to heaven, and being reborn. But after bearing everything, offering everything, releasing and surrendering everything, this descent allows you to ascend. So the going in and descending down into the dark, deep depths, the hell realm within yourself and your psyche allows you to then be able to access heaven, step back into heaven and reality. So let's just to finish here. We got a couple minutes. I want to do a meditation on this. Okay. So get comfortable, seated or lying down. Close your eyes, connect to your breath. Finding connection to your body and your breath in this moment, in this space and time here now. This humanness, this physical body, feeling the earth beneath you, feel your breath expand your lungs, feel the air on your skin, close the sound in your ears, all the sensations, being this physical being. And then call in your light, your divinity, the God of your understanding. The light from the great central sun, source, universe. And take your right hand out and imagine holding your life's work shadow. What is the shadow of your life's work? And then in your left hand, hold in your evolution shadow. And just sit in the middle of these. In your right hand, in the masculine center, is your yang sun energy, that shadow of your spirit, shadow of your thought, your belief system, programmed patterns, habits, ancestral, karmic past lives. And in the left, our feminine, our yin, our receptive shadow, our wounding to receive the evolution. Holding these in your hands, in your body, in your mind, and in your heart. Noticing the sensations, the judgments, the stories. And just what if we let all of those go? As many times as we need to, let that go, let that go, let that go. And imagine just being deep in the roots, deep in the earth, buried down deep in the womb. And you on one side have your life's work shadow, on the other, your earth evolution shadow. And you're just surrounded and buried by these two shadows. And within these two seeds, these shadows hold within them the gift of life. Calling in the gift on the right side, maybe placing your hand on your heart, calling in the gift of your life's work. Breathing into that gift, feeling the heart rise and fall under your hand. This gift rises from the shadow. Feel it rise. Feel it elevate. Feel the gift of life grow from the darkness, from that earthy, loamy hug of the womb of the earth. That life that starts to spark, that seed that starts to grow and expand. Breathe into it. And then take your left hand and bring it to your heart and call in your evolution gift. Breathe into it. Feel the roots of the shadow it start to extend and expand and rise and explore. The roots don't grow in a straight line. They explore up, down, around, and through, looking for the nutrients that are going to give it what it needs, the sustenance and nutrients it needs to become. Remember, it is becoming this gift. Breathe and expand into that feminine gift, that nurturing, receiving, receptive gift. Open to it. As the life's work penetrates into it and they become one in this divine holy union here in your heart center. And I'm feeling called to take my right hand to my third eye, my crown. Listen to where it wants to go for you as we call in the city of our life's work. Breathing into that frequency of light, of truth that is you. And then when you feel ready, take the left and place it next to the right, calling in the evolution city. Breathe life into it, breathe light into it. Breathe compassion and understanding and curiosity. If you don't feel it yet, if you don't see or understand or know the connection, trust it's happening on some level. Practice and all is coming. Breathing into that city, the receptive energy of the evolution. Receive it. Allow it. And then take your hands and gently wash over your body, gently touching any part of your body you're holding or brushing off. Connecting, patting it in, integrating this 3 parts of you, 6 total, if we're doing both, all you. Notice the sensation of touching you. Notice the thoughts that come when you touch. And just press this knowledge in. I am enough. Wherever I am in this process, wherever I am in this pathway of challenge, I am enough. I am doing enough because I am enough. Whatever I do is enough because I am enough. And if I don't do something, there's no need to judge or should or criticize. It's an interesting awareness. I could do that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, maybe next month, next year, maybe next lifetime. I don't know. That's interesting. Just awareness, just noticing, trusting that everything you see, think, feel, hear, and know is part of the process. They're all little bits of information that you get to choose what to do with. And as we get to know ourselves more on all these levels and layers, we only empower ourselves to become more of who we are already. This beautiful blossoming, becoming who you already are. Holy, divine, human being. So it is. Namaste, sadhu, aho, amen, and the little woman too. Oh, we went a little over. So the invitation this week is to practice noticing your shadows. Practice this pathway of challenge. Challenge accepted. Fuck yeah. My shadow's showing up. There's a gift in here somewhere. Help me see it. Help me see it. Let me get rid of all of my preconceived beliefs, judgments, and be here with it now. What's growing from this? Shit's good fertilizer.
Yeah.
That's some good shit right there. So let's take these shadows instead of being, oh, I gotta fix this, I gotta fix it, I gotta heal it, what's wrong with me? No, that's good shit. That's good shit. And out of that's good, even better stuff is gonna grow. So have fun with it.
So
Grow those muscles.
So you meet every week?
Every
Tuesday?